ऑलराइट गाइस, आई होप आप सब बहुत बढ़िया हैं और आपकी पढ़ाई उससे भी ज्यादा बढ़िया चल रही है। सो इस वीडियो में हम लोग बात करने वाले हैं AIMOT 1 के टॉप क्वेश्चंस की। सो आप सब लोगों ने यू रिक्वेस्टेड अस दैट सर प्लीज कम आउट विद वीडियो सॉल्यूशंस ऑफ AIMOT 1 एंड हियर वी आर। सो वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस द टॉप 10 or let's say top 11 questions of this particular AIMOT in great depth में पढ़ाऊंगा मैं, जिससे आप सीख पाए कि आपको कहां किधर कैसे क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करना चाहिए था। दूसरा इंपॉर्टेंट चीज जो हमेशा याद रखना है, जो मैं बार बार रिपीट करता रहूंगा, टेस्ट को सिर्फ अपने स्कोर से मत देखो। टेस्ट देना अपने में एक बहुत बड़ी बात है, तो उसको आप कायम रखें, देते रहें, हर संडे हमारे साथ अटैच रहें और पेपर देते रहें। जो जो रिक्वायर्ड होगा वो सब कुछ कराया जा रहा है, उससे ज्यादा आपको कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है। सिर्फ अब जरूरत किस चीज की है? आपकी कंसिस्टेंसी की, आपकी डिटर्मिनेशन की। आपको हमेशा अपने आप को पॉजिटिव नोट पे रखना है कि अगर मेरे नंबर कम भी आ रहे हैं तब भी मैं पढ़ाई करता रहूंगा, तब भी मैं टेस्ट देता रहूंगा, तब भी मैं काम करता रहूंगा। क्यों? क्योंकि मेरा टारगेट अभी बहुत दूर है, मुझे आखिरी वाले दिन काम को प्रूव करना है। That is what you guys have to do and that is where MathonGo is completely going to help you. ठीक है, तो हम आज 10 टॉप क्वेश्चंस करेंगे AIMOT 1 के जो डिफिकल्ट थे। फिर से अगर पूछा जाए कि सर कैसे पेपर था, क्या क्वेश्चन था, क्या लेवल था, तो मैं कहूंगा कई क्वेश्चंस में बहुत आसान थे जहां आप स्कोर कर सकते थे, कई क्वेश्चंस ऐसे थे जो मेंस लेवल के थे, कई क्वेश्चंस ऐसे थे जो मेंस लेवल के ऊपर थे, और एक या दो क्वेश्चंस को हम एडवांस लेवल पे भी डाल सकते हैं। सो काफी ज्यादा वेल बैलेंस्ड पेपर था इफ यू सी इट इन दैट वे, अगर आप वो पूछना चाह रहे हो। पर स्कोरिंग अपॉर्चुनिटी बहुत हाई थी। तो अगर आप लोग मुझसे पूछते कि 30 क्वेश्चन में से कितने क्वेश्चन सॉल्व होने चाहिए थे, तो 15 क्वेश्चन ऐसे जरूर थे जो यार बनते ही बनते थे। हर एक बच्चे से 15 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व होने चाहिए थे, जो हमें पता है नहीं हो पाए बहुत सारे लोगों से। घबराने की फिर भी कोई बात नहीं है, अपॉर्चुनिटी इस संडे फिर वापस है, आप जाके तैयारी दोबारा करें। ठीक है, तो चलिए टॉप 10 क्वेश्चन देखते हैं, वीडियो सॉल्यूशन देखते हैं। प्लीज डू नॉट फॉरगेट टू हिट like, yes, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel in case you want more and more regular updates like this. Comment section में जरूर हमें बताएं if how do you like the AIMOT, what all you were expecting in the AIMOT, and if there is any question which you still have a problem after video solution देखने के बाद आपको लगता है सर ये वाला क्वेश्चन में भी प्रॉब्लम है या कुछ कंपोनेंट में प्रॉब्लम है, write in the comment section below so that we guys can help you. Let's start the reading and let's start to the main core of the AIMOT, that is how the question is to be solved.
Okay, now let us do the fourth question. If you notice, this is a basic question, and why we have taken this is to understand that you should not do basics wrong. So if you see here, the base of the log first of all is 0.1. So if you remove this log, now let's say what will be left is the inside log. Let's say I start solving this. The most important point here is that this, if you remove the log, will change the sign, right? This will be 1. Okay, why? Because it's a decimal base. In the decimal base, the sign of the inequality changes. Also, we need to make sure that the domain verification is done since it is in the denominator. So mod x minus 1 should not be equal to 0. That implies x should not be equal to 1. Also, we know that x square plus 1 upon modulus x minus 1 should be greater than 0, which is always the case. Remember, this is very important. So, okay, let me remove all this now. So, if you notice, this is always the case. I can say always true. Why you can say it is always true? Because see, in the modulus is always positive, and for x square plus 1, this is also always positive, square of a number plus 1. So this is always true. So there is means domain is not the problem. If I see with regard to the outer log, then it should say that the inner log should also be positive. You are already calculating it for greater than 1. That means you are already saying it is greater than 0. That means you have taken care of everything. Now let's see our attention, or let's say we stick our attention to the main task, that is we have to solve the inequality, and that is very simple in a way. Right now you can simply go forward and solve it, that it will be x square plus 1 by modulus x minus 1 greater than 2. Now the sign of inequality will not change. Why? Because the base is actually greater than 1. Now we have learned that cross multiplication is not allowed in inequality, but here we can cross multiply, which will save a lot of time, by the way. Why we can cross multiply? Because of modulus sign, right? Because modulus is always positive, so you can cross multiply those things which are always positive. So this becomes what? Something like this. And this is going to save a lot of time, guys. So wherever you can save time, make sure that you do those things very, very well. Okay, but having said that, is now you have a question which is in inequality plus modulus. So one of the basic ways, okay, let me remove this. One of the basic ways is to solve by the case method, right? So that means cases. So case one would be when x is greater than or equal to 1. Do not take x greater than 0. It has to be x greater than 1. So this will become x minus 1 will be modulus x minus 1 in this particular case will be x minus 1. So this will be x square plus 1 greater than 2 times x माइनस वन. ठीक है, कुछ इस तरीके से हो जाएगा. और आप सॉल्व करते हो तो क्या बन रहा है? एक्स स्क्वायर माइनस टू एक्स, दिस विल बी माइनस टू एंड दिस विल कम ओवर हियर एज 3. अंडरस्टूड गाइस? यहां तक कुछ बात समझ में आ रही है हम लोगों को? ठीक है, अगर हम ये देखते हैं. अच्छा, अब हम अगर हम बात देखें आगे बढ़े तो क्या बना ये आपका बड़ा सिंपल कैलकुलेशन बन रहा है, पर इसमें मिडिल टर्म स्प्लिटिंग नहीं हो रहा है. सो अगर हम लेफ्ट हैंड साइड जो है ये वाला, इसका डी निकाल लेते हैं. डी क्या आ रहा है? 4 माइनस 4 3 which is less than 0. That means this quadratic is always positive. This is very important. Always positive. Why always positive? Because d is less than 0, a is greater than 0, the shape is upward and so forth. So that means this case is always true. Always true means, that means what do you mean? That this is always your answer. This is always your answer. Now next case that you have to take very, very quickly is case 2. When x is less than 1, this time round mod x minus 1 is going to return minus of x minus 1. Then you will have x square plus 1 greater than minus 2 times x minus 1. So this would return what? This time x square plus 2x. This is plus 3. This will be minus 2 this time. Here and minus 2. Sorry, not minus 2. In fact, 2 and 2 minus 1. Right? Greater than 0. This is what you will be left this time round. Now if you calculate this is d. What is d? 4 d square minus and minus plus हो जाएगा. इस केस में d is coming out to be positive, so we will have two roots here. Two roots can be x1 and x2, which can be written as minus b plus minus root d by 2a. You can take 2 common and it will be minus plus minus root 2. Isn't it, guys? So if you want to find the answer to this, okay, so it is a greater than 0 inequality, greater than 0. So greater than 0 is minus 1 minus root 2, and this will be minus 1 plus root 2. So the positive, negative, positive. If you remember, we were solving x square plus 2x minus 1 greater than 0. So we wanted the greater region, right? So that means we will take the plus sign. So the plus sign has been taken, but we also want those answers which are less than 1. We want the answers which are. So if we have to see 1 will lie somewhere on this number line here, right? 1 will be here, and x less than 1, right? That means this particular line that you are targeting, right? You want answer on the common region of these two, black and the blue regions. So there are ample of the regions, right? So your answer to this would be x belongs to minus infinity, minus 1 to root 2, union you will say minus 1 plus root 2 to 1, right? This would be your answer, right? And yes, sorry, these would be what? These would be round, not round, in fact these will be square brackets. ठीक है, ये आंसर हो जाएगा. बट अगर हम आंसर ऑप्शंस पे जाते हैं तो हमारे पास अब देखा जाए दो आंसर्स कौन कौन से आए. कि एक तो आपका आंसर था x इज ग्रेटर देन 1 और एक आपका आंसर आ गया ये वाला. Now just see the answer option which will match these two. So the first answer option, is this correct? देखा जाए, this answer A is subset, right? I can say this is subset of your answer, but it is not false. Minus infinity to 1, this is wrong because there is some portion, this portion which is not in the answer, right? So we cannot say this is the answer. Okay, this particular answer, is this the answer? Yes, this is the answer. Why? Because can we have 1 inclusive in this? No. Think about like this. Can we have, जबकि हमने यहाँ x greater than 1 लिखा था, x 1 नहीं हो सकता. सबसे पहली हमने बात कर ली थी यहाँ x जो है 1 तो हो ही नहीं सकता, सो ये तो आप देखते ही रिजेक्ट कर सकते थे क्वेश्चन. सो if you have got the subset, that will give you the answer. So that is why this A will become your. Okay, now let us see question number 5. Though this looks like an easy problem, modulus problem, standard problem, I'm going to teach you some new method of solving these kind of questions. So first of all, you have to understand the pattern here. So what's the underlying pattern? So pattern is that it is x minus 1. So there are three modulus, right? And all the three modulus actually are first of all consecutive integers, right? So this is one of a very good patterns. So if I have to make sure that you understand the graph of this, now let's see how to draw the graphs of these diagrams. So the first thing is that the zeros are x equal to 1, x equal to 2, x equal to 3. These are the three zeros of these. So obviously now the thumb rule for these kind of questions is that the minimum value of this expression, minimum value will lie at the middle point or the mid root. You can try it out. If you put x equal to 2, what your answer would be? You can check. You will come out to be 2. If you put 1 and 3, answer will be greater than 2. So minimum value comes out at the middle point. And all the time you will see that their graph is something like this. Sorry. So this is the general shape of the graph where this point is the, we call it the first zero, right? The first zero. So for example, here it is x equal to 1. This will be the second zero, right? Second zero, and this is again in the ascending order, x equal to 2, and this will be the third zero, right? Third zero, if this is like this. And since they are all symmetrical, that symmetrical meaning they are three consecutive numbers. So just now again by symmetry we can check this is x equal to 2 line, right? And what will happen is that whatever is there on the right hand side will happen on the left hand side also. That's the symmetry. So as you move away from this on the left hand side, as you move away from this on the right hand side, the values will be symmetrical. That's what I want to say. So okay, you again another important point here is that you wanted to find greater than or equal to 6, right? Again by observation. So these questions are also good because if you observe them, right, the question can be reduced very easily. Observation, we can say that if you put x equal to 0, what you will get on the LHS? LHS will be 1 plus 2 plus 3, which is nothing but equal to 6, right? And this is the minimum value. So that means if I draw a line x equal to 0 here, right? What do you mean by drawing x equal to 0? X equal to 0 is nothing but you have drawn y-axis. And I have also drawn on my diagram the x-axis. What do you mean by x-axis here? That the x-axis is going to give you that the graph is always above x-axis, which is obvious because these are three modulus functions. They cannot take negative value, which is very obvious. Now, this point x equal to 0 here is giving you value 0, 6. Isn't it? So what I was telling you that what is the shortcut? So notice the values beyond 6, right? So these are obviously what? They are greater than 6. If I go on and draw this is going to be greater than 6. So if x is less than 0, that means if x is this side, x is less than 0, right? This side, then your answer definitely is going to be greater than 6. Right, so one of the answers to this, if I have to start writing, answer is x less than 0 or equal to also, because at x equal to 0, it is equal to 6. Now, according to symmetry law, this line was x equal to 2. And the 0, the value at 6, what you obtained this value here? The 6 was obtained at x equal to 0, which is 2 units away from the central line. So if I move 2 units here, listen to this carefully. If I move 2 units here, that means what is this line? This is x equal to, let's say 4, right? The intersection of these two lines in the graph again will be here. So this will be again, I can say 4, 6. That's the symmetry that you guys can use in this question. That जितना आप लेफ्ट में जाएंगे x equal to 2 के, उतना अगर आप राइट में जाएंगे, the value will not change, value will be same. So that means if I see this particular rule, what it will say and tell me that if you go for x greater than 0, if you go for x greater than 0, your graph will look like this and your answers will also be greater than 6. So the other part of this particular question is and, not and in fact, or x is greater than or equal to 4. If these two things are there, then this question can be done very, very easily. So now just see, if you are really good at graphs, if you know the basics, you would not have required any calculation, any step. Otherwise, if you see, sir, what is the other method of solving? There will be three cases: case 1, case 2, and case 3. How these cases are made? One is x less than 1. Then you would take x less than 1 and 2. In fact, sorry, 4 cases, because there are 3 roots between 2 and 3. And the case 4 would have been solving x greater than 3. Though I'm not saying that this is tough, this is easy, but this is time consuming, right? It is not tough, but it is time consuming. And at the same time, the graphical method that we did is more intuitive in terms of knowledge and at the same time time saving. All right, I hope you. Okay, let us see question number 10 now. Question number 10 obviously belongs to log. So if I just start reading the question, I can first of all immediately fall my attention on its log with base 2 here. It is base 4 here, it is base 1 by 2. It is again base 2. So if it is 2 and 1 by 2, that means my question is solved because I have to solve in log 2 only. Now, as I move onwards, I'll see a lot of things and I'll tell you what are there. So it is log 2x square. I can say log 2 with base 2 and I can apply log AB is equal to log A plus B, right? The first step. Then you can say log x with base 2, and this is now in multiplication with a very absurd term which you can say is log x, and this is log x with base 2 plus 1. Now this is where a very important formula lies. So it says that a raised to power log x with base a. If the initial base and the log base are same, then the answer is equal to x only. So notice here the same thing is happening. Why? Because this is x, this is x. That means I can reduce this. I can reduce this to simply saying log this x plus 1. What is this? This is actually nothing but this particular value. This will come down and the rest of the equation will remain as it is. Right? This I can say now 1. This will be, this 2 can come outside, but we'll talk about this also, whether this 2 and is this right or wrong. We'll talk about this just a second. ठीक है, समझते चलो, राइट यहाँ तक क्लियर है ये बात. तो ये इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर्मूला जो है याद होना चाहिए, जो मैंने अभी रिमूव करा, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, तो ये याद होना चाहिए. अच्छा, हमेशा दूसरा काम, जब भी आप लॉग का क्वेश्चन करते हैं तो आपको उसमें डोमेन इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. सो इफ आई राइट समथिंग लाइक दिस log x to the base b, I know x has to be greater than 0, base has to be greater than 0, and base cannot be equal to 1. These are the three prime conditions that you have to remember for log. Alright, so if we start applying this, make sure that you understand a common error that we do. So for example, when I go from here to here inside if you see is x square, here you will say the domain is r minus 0, right? R minus 0, whereas if you notice this x here, you will just say that it should be r positive. Then what should be the domain of this particular thing? Either the second one or the first one? No, we will go by the first one because the original question was this. We will not say that the second one was the domain. We have changed this. These two are not identical functions. You will study this in topic function, so don't worry about it. Right, so okay, let me remove this because we have, okay, we should talk about this also. I should not have deleted it. Very, very important. So here again, if we talk about the domain part, this is what? Exponential function. Exponential function base has to be always greater than 0. So that implies here base was x. X has to be greater than 0. So first and foremost, right? So whatever your answer comes out to be, it has to be greater than 0. Now I have still not talked about a lot of things. So I have not talked about what. I'll just tell you. So I'll remove this because I have reduced this to all the things which are there. R minus 0, if you notice, R minus 0 has been resolved because it says x greater than 0. So whatever answer you will get is actually lying in this region. And this will be 2 log x with base 2, right? Now we have to solve this particular term also. This particular term is 1 by 2. Log is in the square. So notice this particular portion is log square, so you cannot take it outside. But yes, you can take this 4 outside. Now this is the common error which you can also commit here, and let me highlight it here. So when there is square, it's better to write like this. This is the square. Now if you write like this will not cause any silly error, otherwise you will land up with silly error. Why? Because see, this 4 will come outside, you can very well say that, right? 4 will come outside. And I can also reduce this 4 to 2. This 4 is nothing but 2 square. So if this 2 square, then the power comes in the reciprocal, right? Yeah, okay. If I have to explain it to you, log x with base 2 square, this 2 will come outside, but it will be 1 by 2 log x with base 2. So this will become what? Log x with base 2 like this and square. So in totality, if you see what has happened here is, this square will help you. This will become what? 2 square log x with base 2 whole square, which is nothing but 2 times log x with base 2 whole square. So keep in mind that you have to write these steps like this only, otherwise you will still fall in the problem statement. So let me again remove all this clutter, right? Our target is to remove as much clutter as possible, okay, and write what we have already solved. So till this point we have got plus 2 times log x with base 2 whole square. Now this is the last term. Again, let me clarify it here. Let's expand this and understand. So it is 2 raised to power minus 3 log 1 by 2 log x with base 2. Okay, understood everyone for this particular thing? Now again, if you notice, we will understand a property, right? It is log 1 by 2. That can be written as 2 raised to power minus 1. This minus 1 will come outside, 1 upon minus 1. So this will become what? 2 raised to power 3, minus minus cancels. This becomes this log 2 with base x. I can send this 3 inside, so this will become log 2 log x cube. And the same property that we applied in this question, that this base and this base are same, then your answer will be nothing but the function inside the log, which is this particular function. That means this is log x with base 2 whole cube equal to 1. So this is the exact question that you are going to solve in this here. So let me remove the clutter again, and I hope you have understood the log formulas now. Okay, so this 1 and 1 will get cancelled. Easily you can see, sir, let's substitute log x with the base 2 as t. So if I do that, what will happen? It will be 2t t plus 1 plus 2t square plus t cube equal to 0. Right? This is what it will get reduced to. Can we see that, guys, here? Okay, if we can do that, what will happen? Let's see. So it will be what? T is coming out to be common. First of all, I can take t common. It will be 2t plus 1 plus 2t plus t square. So your apprehension कि सर how we will solve cubic तो मुझे आता नहीं है, वो भी गायब हो गई, t देखो कॉमन ही आ गया. तो ये क्या बन गया? t square plus 3t plus 3 equal to 0, isn't it? ये बन जाएगा. ठीक है. अब यहाँ पर क्या हुआ? t क्या था हमारा? log x with base 2 equal to 0, right? So let's solve this. So this comes out to be what? X is equal to 2 raised to power 0. This implies x is equal to 1. Got it, guys? Any problems here? Okay. We'll come to whether this is a question or right or wrong. Another is t square plus 3t plus 3 equal to, this is quadratic. Quadratic अगर direct middle term splitting नहीं होता तो what we guys do? We do what? Discriminant. Discriminant comes out to be negative. If the discriminant comes out to be negative, that means no real root. If this has no real root, what you will say? That means no solution from this. So now we are left and stuck up with that, is this x equal to 1 a solution? Is this x equal to 1 a solution? I just deleted, it was said that x has to be greater than 0 for this question to be valid, right? For this question to be valid. And x equal to 1 is definitely greater than 0. So that means exactly one real solution should be the answer. But if you go back and see the solutions, yes, D is given to be the answer. Why? Let's just go back. So you have noticed there is a lot happening in the question itself. What is happening? Let's just see. Which portion you have to see? Let's highlight this one. It says, I write in a big way, 3 log 1 by 2. So here 1 log is actually inside another log. Now for this particular log, the inside log, let's say inside log, if you put x equal to 1, this is valid, this machine is valid, so this will be log 1, right? If I put x equal to 1, this returns 0. But once you put 0 inside, the outside log will stop working, because this outside machine will say, I cannot take the input 0. So that means x equal to 1, though the inner machine will work, but the outside machine will not work. That means x cannot be equal to 1. Hence, this is also not a solution. Hence, we are saying no solution is the answer. Right? So, and I hope you have understood that how logarithms are being utilized here. One of the good questions in terms of log to understand each and every concept of log once and for all ever. Chali, let's see this question number 12. It says if roots of the equation, so there are two equations. Equation one is x cube, which is given in terms of p and q, right? The roots of this equation are said to be each one more. So please read the question very clearly. Each one more than the roots of the equation. What is the roots of the equation? X cube minus ax square plus bx. So that means these are cubic. So that means it will, let's say if it will have roots a1, a2, a3. And this will have roots b1, b2, b3. So this means b1 is nothing but a1 plus 1. b2 is equal to a2 plus 1. And b3 is given to be a3 plus 1. That each is one more than the root. So that means these two, so how do you solve these kind of questions when roots are in relation? So how do you have to understand this? This is called roots in relation. And there is a direct relation, right? Why it is important to understand? This is direct relation in terms of transformations, right? Why we can say transformation? Because it is an easy transformation. Why transformation? Because all the three roots follow, they all follow same pattern, right? Or same, I can say, ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन का क्या मतलब हुआ कि कुछ चेंज करा मैंने बट सब सेम ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हो रहा है. सो इसका मतलब देखो ये क्या हो रहा था, x इस वाली का इक्वेशन का क्वाड्रेटिक लेट्स से एस एन कह देता हूं, वो पुरानी वाली जो इक्वेशन थी उसमें सब में क्या करके मिल रहा है, +1 करके मिल रहा है. सो दिस क्वेश्चन इज एक्चुअली बेस्ड ऑन द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन ऑफ रूट्स. हाउ डू यू सॉल्व दिस? अगर आपको ये रिलेशन मिल गया था, इसका क्या मतलब है, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय दिस, दैट इफ xn is the root of this new equation, which can be obtained by the old equation roots by adding 1 to each of them. That means if I put this value here, right, if I put, listen to this very very carefully, if I put this value here, x into x plus 1, right, so what you should actually get is you would go forward to this particular step. आपको ये मिल जाएगा. क्या मैं रिपीट कर रहा हूं, अगर आप यहां से x की वैल्यू क्या पुट कर दें, x plus 1, then from here to here you will actually go to that particular step. This is what is the meaning of transformation. So that means x plus 1 whole cube plus p times x plus 1 square. Alright, so I've written the rest of the equation here itself. So now that means this should be equal to this. So these two are actually identical. So if they are identical, that means their coefficients should match, and that is what you have to now try and do here. So if I see what will be the x cube coefficient, it will be 1. Now you should improve your speed by doing some oral calculations here. So how do you can say oral calculation? So from this particular term here, you will get 3x square. Right, isn't it? You will get p from the next Just watch how quickly you can actually go forward and do some questions. From the first one, then you will also get 3x, right? That is the cubic term. Okay, so if you start solving sometimes orally, you will automatically improve your speed. That's what I believe. From the second, this particular one, you will get 2p. From this, you will get q, right? And this is the coefficient of x. Constant. Let's start with the constant. So the first term here will give you 1. Second is going to give you p. Third is going to give you q. And 19 is already there. Isn't it, guys? This you just now need to compare things. So in both the terms, the coefficient of x cube is 1. If you compare this with this, so now you know that what is the value of a. Okay, let me write here. Let us be, okay, let me do one thing. Let's remove all the things which are not required. ठीक है, वो हटा देते हैं जो हमें नहीं चाहिए. जैसे जिस चीज को हाईलाइट करना है, we will highlight only that particular step. Okay, so now we know two key things. What? That a minus a rather is equal to p plus 3. And if we compare the coefficient of x square, so this is by comparing x. Now let's say compare x square. B is equal to 3 plus 2p plus q, right? Let's see, we compare, sorry, this was x. Okay, sorry guys, this was x square. This was x square. B is coefficient of x. Let's say constant, right? Constant was minus c. Here you have got what? P plus q minus 18, right? This is what you have got. Now what do you want to find? What do you want to find? You want to find a plus b plus c. Now if you just notice, I know that you will say, sir, अभी तो कुछ भी क्वेश्चन सॉल्व नहीं हुआ है, क्या करें? So a plus b plus c के लिए क्या करोगे? इस इक्वेशन माइनस, इसको ऐड, इसको माइनस. Let's do this. तो ये हुआ a plus b plus c. What will be the value? Minus p minus 3 plus 3 plus 2qp plus q. And the third equation has to be again subtracted, minus q plus 18, right? This is what you will do. Now interestingly, this p cancels, q cancels, 3 cancels. What you are left with is fantastic, which you wanted. A plus b plus c comes out to be 18, which is the answer. No need to do any extra hard work. So sometimes in the paper you will find questions which you will think that these are going to be really tough, but they don't seem to be tough. That is what you have to do. Okay, now let us see question number 13. This looks like a tough problem, but it is actually not a tough problem. So a lot of you would misunderstood कि सर ये तो x की पावर 4 आ गया, 3 आ गया, ये हमने नहीं पढ़ा है, या पढ़ा है तो we are not confident. So the basic fundamental, if you know about how to solve higher degree polynomials, then it is all fine. So what we guys are going to do is we study the concept for this particular type of questions first. I'll reduce the size and so that I can explain it to you. So it is ax raised to power 4 bx cube. So अगर हमें कुछ इस तरीके से दे रखा हो, so how do you intend to solve these kind of questions? So first fundamental is that if the degree 4 is there, so what you will say, sir, it could have possible 4 roots, right? First of all, alpha, beta, gamma, let's say delta. So the first fundamental rule is summation alpha. Summation alpha is alpha plus beta plus gamma plus delta. वो क्या होता है? माइनस b by a. b हमेशा क्या होता है? डिग्री से एक छोटा वेरिएबल की कोफिशिएंट. मतलब यहाँ पर डिग्री क्या है? x की पावर क्या है? 4. उसका कोफिशिएंट कौन है? a. उससे एक छोटा डिग्री क्या है? 3. तो x क्यूब का जो कोफिशिएंट है वो हमेशा हम b लेते हैं. नेक्स्ट टर्म होगा समीशन अल्फा बीटा. अभी यहां तक इसको क्या कहते हैं? सम टेकन वन एट अ टाइम. वन एट अ टाइम. फिर इसको हम क्या कहते हैं? सम टेकन टू एट अ टाइम. मतलब प्रोडक्ट ले लेके, पर किस किस का प्रोडक्ट लेंगे हम लोग? दो का, अल्फा बीटा. सो इसमें देखा जाए अल्फा बीटा आता, फिर आता अल्फा गामा भी आता, फिर अल्फा डेल्टा भी आता, तो बड़े सारे पेयर बनते. तो अगर तो देखना चाहोगे कितने हुए? 4 थे, 4 में से 2 चूज करने हैं, तो 4c2 दैट मीन 6 सम्स होंगे ऐसे. उसका आंसर होता बी हो गया. तो उसके बाद आएगा सी. बी के बाद आ जाओ सी पे. नेगेटिव था तो अब की बार क्या हो जाएगा यहाँ पर? पॉजिटिव. फिर आएगा 2 ले लेना आपने, 2 एट अ टाइम. अब आप करेंगे 3 एट अ टाइम. 3 एट अ टाइम को कैसे लिखते हैं हम जनरली? समीशन के फॉर्म में, समीशन अल्फा बीटा गामा. ये कितने होंगे 4C3, क्योंकि चार में से तीन एक साथ चुनने हैं, तो कैसे हो सकते हैं? इट कुड बी अल्फा बीटा गामा, इट कुड बी अल्फा बीटा डेल्टा, right? 4C3 is 4 actually, so you will get two more here. Then it will be C, after C comes D by A, but now it will be negative sign. And the fourth will be when all are taken, that is product alpha, beta, gamma, and sorry, since delta is the last one, so you will not be able to find any other term. That is why it is called product. So in quadratic, you only get the first, that is sum and product. That's why you just go with these two. But when this is the question, you have to now apply these kind of skill sets. So now what is asked of you is 1 by alpha, 1 by beta. If you know this concept, then this question is really, really easy. This question actually was asked from the concept theory of equations. Okay, so Mark, if you want to know what is the concept, it is taught in the theory of equations topic. This is where we teach this. So if you solve, what will happen after taking LCM? Did you note that what you are going to get in the numerator is nothing but sum taken 3 at a time? Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, alpha, beta, gamma, delta, and so on and so forth. Sum taken 3 at a time. And we have already seen that this is the answer to this. And in the denominator, there will be product alpha, beta, gamma, delta, which you have already got here. जस्ट सी टू इट, आप खुद कैलकुलेट करना तो आपको क्लैरिटी हो जाएगी, कुछ ज्यादा बड़ा नहीं है ये सवाल। तो एक्चुअल में सवाल में क्या था, सिर्फ माइनस डी बाई ए डिवाइडेड बाय ई बाई ए। ई और ए तो देखो दोनों तरफ से कैंसिल हो गया, माइनस डी बाय ई आंसर हो गया। तो यहाँ पर डी का रोल कौन प्ले कर रहा है? डी इज द कोफिशिएंट ऑफ एक्स, ई इज योर constant term. So the answer to this particular problem is nothing but minus 4 by 10, which is nothing but minus 2 by 5. Very, very simple problem. So if you just knew the concept of theory of equation, this question could have been solved very, very easily. Okay, let us see. So it says that a alpha and beta are the roots of a quadratic equation. Quadratic equation is given as x square plus bx plus c equal to 0, and alpha and beta are the roots. Alpha and beta are the roots where alpha is the smaller root. This is also given. It is also given that c is negative and b is positive, right? इसका क्या मतलब होता है? Please understand this carefully, that c is negative, c is a negative number, and b is a positive number. This is what is given to you. Now if this is known to you, what you can figure out from this, because you have to now find out a relation, what is the value of alpha, beta, positive, negative, and which one of them is greater? Okay, see, a, the value of a here is equal to 1. So if I have to find product of roots, let's say alpha, beta, that would have been only equal to c, which is nothing but negative. So that means alpha and beta are of opposite signs. If they are of opposite signs and it is given that alpha is less than beta, so this implies alpha क्या हो जाएगा? नेगेटिव, बीटा हो जाएगा आपका पॉजिटिव। ये बात तो तय हो गई। तो अगर मैं इसको देखता तो पहली बात पे ऑप्शन ए मुझे करेक्ट दिख रहा है या नहीं? नो करेक्ट, सॉरी, ए पे तो ये पॉजिटिव बोल रहा है, वो गलत है। अब अगर हम बात करें अदर ऑप्शंस की, इसमें देखो मॉडुलस वाले ऑप्शन भी है कि मॉडुलस ए बी से बड़ा है या नहीं। मतलब अगर मैं उसकी पॉजिटिव वैल्यू देखता, साइन भूल जाता, तो ए बड़ा है या बी बड़ा है, वो हम देखो सम से पता कर लेंगे। आसान सा क्वेश्चन था, टफ नहीं था। सम ऑफ रूट्स कितना है? जल्दी से इसको खत्म करते हैं क्वेश्चन को। तो सम ऑफ रूट्स इज अल्फा प्लस बीटा व्हिच शुड हैव बीन माइनस बी। बी कैसा आ रहा है? नेगेटिव, ठीक है। बी आपका पॉजिटिव है तो सम कितना हो गया? अल्फा प्लस बीटा नेगेटिव हो गया। नेगेटिव हो गया तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ ए अल्फा शुड बी ग्रेटर देन मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ बीटा, तभी तो नेगेटिव आंसर आएगा ना। तो दैट मींस आई कैन से मॉडुलस अल्फा इज ग्रेटर देन मॉडुलस बीटा। और बी तो ऑलरेडी ही क्या है आपका? पॉजिटिव है, तो मॉड लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है। तो रिलेशन कुछ इस तरीके से बना कि अल्फा आपका नेगेटिव नंबर है, फिर बीटा है, पर उसका जो मॉडुलस है वो क्या है? बड़ा है बी से, बीटा से। किसका? अल्फा का। सो दिस आंसर ऑप्शन इज नथिंग बट विच? B is the correct answer option. Okay, now let us see this question number 24. ये क्या कहता है? A, B, C are real with A is not equal to 0, right? And A is not equal to 0, we know why it is given, because we want the quadratic to be formed. Okay. This is the quadratic, and it is given that alpha and beta are the roots. So alpha and beta, so we know that alpha plus beta is minus b by a, and the product alpha beta is nothing but c by a. Okay, this is what we know. Now we want to express the roots of the equation. So this is the new quadratic which has been given to us. Now we want to express the roots of this particular equation in terms of alpha and beta, and this is where I am going to teach you a fantastic method of transformation of roots. Right, there could be some other methods also of solving this question. You can talk about them in the comment section, but yes, let's just understand the concept of transformation, right? How you can transform a quadratic to another quadratic using the existing quadratic equation. So see, if alpha and beta are the roots of this, so that means alpha and beta are going to satisfy this. Alpha and beta both are going to satisfy the equation, isn't it, guys? So can any way you can convert what is given here, this particular equation, into this particular equation? Can you think of any method by doing? So what is here? Notice the coefficient of x square is a here, whereas here is a cube, right? This is the one way of thinking about this. So, and the constant term here is c, whereas this is c cube. So now the first method of thinking is I can divide this by c square. If I divide this by, let's say I'll divide by c square. So what it will be, a cube by c square x square plus abc by c square x, and this will be c only. Before going further, don't worry. This is ये क्या हो रहा है? Let's simplify. So this will become ab by c x plus c equal to 0. And if I further see the middle term, the coefficient here was only b. Here it is b times, I can say ax by c plus c equal to 0. Now let's talk about this particular term here. We wanted a. I can say a square x square c square. So that means I can say this becomes a times ax by c whole square. So if you notice, this is the same quadratic as the original one, only difference being role of x is played by what? Ax by c. Isn't it fantastic? So now you know that since x has two roots, ek tha alpha, ek tha beta, so this should be equal. So if you just replace entire ax by c equal to alpha, it will satisfy, because a alpha square plus b alpha plus c, तो क्या हो जाएगा? This is going to give you 0 value. So that implies one of the roots of this new equation is c by a times alpha, and similarly the other root will be x is equal to c by a times beta. What is c by a? Come here and see. What is c by a? Check. So c by a is nothing but alpha beta. So here this answer comes out to be alpha square beta, and this answer will become alpha beta square. So without even solving as question of symmetric function of roots, this question can be solved easily by using the concept of transformation. So if you haven't done this, this is a very good method of solving questions like this. You should watch this video twice to make sure that you understand it. Okay, now let us see question number 26. It says find the value of a for which the equation, so quadratic equation is there, and as I write, I can see that it is in terms of a and b. The question would definitely ask me something related to a and b. Has two distinct, that means if I have to write what it would be, that means it will be, it would be d only greater than 0, because then only you will have distinct. But equally important is unequal roots, right? And it also says two distinct and unequal. So see, this unequal part was not required, because two distinct automatically means unequal roots. So this was redundant, first of all. Then this is now very important information which is given to you here. It says that for all b belonging to R, that means definitely A will revolve or be solved around using B. So this gives us the hint that B will be used to solve the particular question. B will be used. ठीक है, तो एक एक करके आगे क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करते हैं. सो अगर बी यूज होगा तो कैसे होगा वो देखते हैं. पहले तो डी ग्रेटर देन जीरो लगाना है, हमें ज्यादा दिमाग नहीं लगाना है. वी जस्ट हैव टू अप्लाई द थिंग which we have already thought in the first step. So d greater than 0, b square minus 4ac, right? This has to be greater than 0. Now you want to do and solve this for b belonging to r. You want to say that this is true for all values of b belonging to r, and we have done these so many these kind of questions, right? So what we will do, will now the next target is, since you just want to find the value of a, that means our target is to eliminate B, and if we want to eliminate B, that means this gives us the hint, make quadratic in B and then solve the inequality. अब अगर मेरे को यहाँ पर quadratic in B बनाना है तो क्या बना, देखो b square, ठीक है, एक आएगा यहाँ पर माइनस टू ए बी, एक यहाँ से क्या आ रहा है माइनस और ओके सॉरी प्लस फोर बी आ जाएगा, और कांस्टेंट में क्या आ रहा है देखो, नोटिस करो, ए स्क्वायर प्लस 4a माइनस 4 ग्रेटर देन 0. ठीक है, ये चीजें बन रही हैं. एवरीबडी एग्रीज टू दिस. सो अगर अब मैं कहता हूँ ये क्वाड्रेटिक इन बी बन गई, यहाँ पर क्वाड्रेटिक इन बी में अगर मुझे कुछ लिखना था तो ये बन गया 4 माइनस 2a, और ये एक अपना खुद में क्वाड्रेटिक इन ए बना पड़ा है यहाँ पर. बट दिस मीन्स फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वाड्रेटिक विच इज इन बी is greater than 0 for all values of x belonging to R. Quadratic, when a quadratic is greater than 0 for every value of x, कब होता है, जब quadratic जो है x एक्सिस के ऊपर से निकलता है, right? That means this happens only when d is less than 0. So this time around what you guys have to do is just use d less than equal to 0 condition and your question will be solved. That's it. So I hope the rest of the portion you guys can solve. This is another way of asking these kind of questions. I'm damn sure that if you have practiced this chapter well, you would have solved these kind of questions a lot, where you are asked to solve double D. So this is pattern double D question. Okay, please go forward and do solve this question and you will be able to find answer as the. Okay, let's see question number 29. This came in 29th as a question number 29th in AIMOT. So, अच्छा question क्या है? If A, B, C are the sides of triangle, any two of them are so okay, I am reading from here. Any two of them are not equal. Lambda is this. Equation are real. So the roots of the equation are real. So that means the entire plot is around your. Okay, let me reduce this. So entire plot is actually around your roots, right? You have to play around roots. So let's see how we will play around root. So इक्वेशन देख लें एक बार. ठीक है, तो कुछ इस तरीके से हमें इक्वेशन दे रखी है. अब अगर ये इक्वेशन दे रखी है और इसके रूट्स के बारे में अगर हम बात करें कि रूट्स हमें क्या दे रखे हैं, रियल, तो सबसे पहले रूट्स देख लेते हैं. रूट्स आर रियल. So roots are real, then the condition that you should think of is d greater than or equal to 0. That is definite. Okay, so if this is the case, what will happen then? So d is b square minus 4ac. That implies b square minus 4ac should be greater than 0. And now if we compare with that what is given, so this will become 4 times a plus b plus c का whole square minus a कितना हो जाएगा भाई, 12 lambda ab plus bc plus ca, right? This will be the case, will be greater than or equal to 0. ठीक है, अच्छा इसमें 4 हटा देते हैं और अगर हम नोटिस करें a प्लस बी प्लस सी होल स्क्वायर आ रहा है और लैम्डा वाला कॉम्बो आ रहा है आपका. ठीक है, तो अगर हम इसको एक बार रिजॉल्व करके लिखने की कोशिश करता तो कुछ इस तरीके से ये बन जाता. बट अब हम लोग अटक गए कि इसके आगे क्या करें सर, व्हाट शुड बी दी नेक्स्ट स्टेज. ठीक है, अब देखो अगेन दिस इज अ ब्रिलियंट क्वेश्चन व्हिच वी हैव आस्क्ड इन AIMOT एंड आई होप नाउ यू वुड हैव लर्नड कि यार क्वालिटी ऑफ AIMOT कैसी आ रही है. हमने अभी तक कौन सा फैक्ट यूज नहीं करा है इस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन में. वी हैव नॉट यूज्ड द फैक्ट दैट ए बी सी आर द साइड्स ऑफ ट्रायंगल, एनी टू ऑफ देम आर नॉट इक्वल. ये हमें दे रखा है. हमारा टारगेट क्या है, वी हैव टू फाइंड द रेंज ऑफ लैम्डा. गॉट इट गाइस. अब देखो अगर हम बात करें ए बी सी, सो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट इट हियर. ए बी सी आर sides of triangle. ये हमें दिया हुआ, they are sides of a triangle. So if they are sides of triangle, what do you mean by this? That means अगर ये sides of triangle हैं और कोई भी distinct है, मतलब distinct, right? Distinct are there. So हमें ये बात पता है कि इसमें एक चीज पक्का है कि A, B और C increasing order में है, order नहीं पता हमें. But now what we have to do is we have to link this with this information here जो हमें यहाँ मिल रही है. हमें a b c को कुछ इस तरीके से लिंक करना है जिस तरीके से a plus b plus c का होल स्क्वायर या फिर a b b c और c a बने, जो कि हम लोगों ने लिखा हुआ है यहाँ पर. नोटिस करो. तो लिंक करने के लिए कहीं ना कहीं we might have to use the properties of triangle, right? Triangle is given, which is very very important. So triangle की property क्या होती है? एक तो होता है the sum of two sides should be greater than the third side. And the other property also that we can do is that difference of two sides is less than the third side, right? Isn't it? Difference of two sides is definitely less than the third side, and we can put something like this. So for example, we can say mod a minus b. Why modulus? Because we are calculating the only the positives, right? We want the magnitude. So why we are doing this? Because you want to square this, because we know that this is positive, so this becomes a square plus b square, right? And this will be what? Minus 2ab, and this will be less than c square. And if you compute this total, right? Okay, let's compute it here only. So if you compute it, it will become a square plus b square minus c square is less than 2ab. Agreed everyone? तो हम यहाँ पर बोल सकते हैं that similarly solving we can easily say that two equations will also be like this: a b square plus c square minus a square less than 2bc. एक हो जाएगा c square plus a square minus b square less than 2ac, right? We just did for the remaining two equations or inequalities. Now add them up. So if you add them up, you know that one of the a squares will cancel, see, but one of the a squares will be left. So on this particular front, what you will get? A square, b square and c square, right? On the right hand side, you will get 2ab plus bc plus ca. And now if you notice, we are well on our target, because हमारा target था इस वाली, we wanted to solve this particular equation. Now that means we are well on target. Why? Because if you notice, a plus b plus c whole square is there, right? We can expand it, isn't it? We can really expand this and write it as what? We can say it is a square plus b square plus c square, right? And it will be 2ab plus bc plus c, right? So I can say it will be 2, or let's say plus 2 minus 3 lambda times ab plus bc plus ca. Now you are actually getting the next steps. आज समझ में आ रहा है? अब मैं इस वाली पूरी टर्म को I'll shift it to the right hand side, and what eventually I'm going to do, I'm going to divide it, right? Somewhere like this: a square plus b square plus this, right? And then it would be what? ab plus bc plus ca ये greater, और यहाँ पर आ जाएगा 3 lambda minus 2. Now, if you notice, this can be written as what? A square plus b square plus c square by ab plus bc plus ca is less than 2. ठीक है? Something like this. Now, what you are getting? Just start comparing. So now, if we notice, what has happened is this particular value over here is less than 2. But this value at the same time is this greater than 2, right? So, but I can say if this value, right, whatever it might be, 3 lambda minus 2 will definitely be less than 2, because the maximum value that the this LHS can attain, we have already got is 2. So this has to be less than that, and that means lambda comes out to be less than 4 by 3, which is your particular answer for this question. No doubt, really a difficult question. You have to understand how this has to be done. If you are not well prepared, not thoroughly prepared, it shows that these kind of the questions would be required for you to solve if you are aiming for a good rank at JEE Advanced, right? ओके, तो अब ये 30th क्वेश्चन देखते हैं दैट केम इन दी AIMOT 1. तो उसका क्या मतलब है? ये कहता है इफ दी रूट्स ऑफ कौन कौन सी इक्वेशन दे रखी हैं? दो क्वाड्रेटिक दे रखी हैं, x स्क्वायर माइनस 10cx एंड दिस इज माइनस 11d. ठीक है, इसके रूट्स कितने दे रखे हैं हमें, a एंड b, इसके रूट्स दे दिए। दूसरी इक्वेशन दैट वी आर प्रोवाइडेड इज -10ax -11b इक्वल टू 0, इसके रूट्स कितने दे रखे हैं हमें, c और d। ठीक है, ये चीजें हमें प्रोवाइडेड है ऑलरेडी। सो अगर हमें ये प्रोवाइडेड है तो हमसे पूछा क्या जा रहा था, वी वर बीइंग आस्क्ड व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ a प्लस b प्लस d आउट ऑफ द ऑप्शन। सो दिस लुक्स लाइक अ ट्रिकी क्वेश्चन कि सर यहाँ पर एकदम से हम इसको कैसे रिजॉल्व करें, बट इट इज नॉट दैट ट्रिकी। जो जो पता है एक बार पहले जल्दी से लिखते हैं। सम ऑफ फ्रूट्स क्या हो जाएगा, 10c, प्रोडक्ट ऑफ फ्रूट्स उस हिसाब से क्या हो जाएगा, -11d। सिमिलरली c प्लस d, सम ऑफ फ्रूट्स यहाँ पर क्या हो जाएगा, 10a, प्रोडक्ट ऑफ फ्रूट्स कितना हो जाएगा यहाँ पर, -11b। ठीक है, हमें क्या निकालना है, अगर नोटिस करो ये मैं फर्स्ट लेता और इसे मैं सेकंड ले लेता, एज्यूम कर लेता, तो आई वुड हैव गॉट a प्लस b प्लस c प्लस d, कितना हो जाता, यहाँ पर मैं इन दोनों को ऐड कर देता हूँ तो जाता है 10 टाइम्स a प्लस c, 10a प्लस 10b। नाउ आई कुड हैव डन, नेक्स्ट स्टेप क्या आना चाहिए था मेरा, यहाँ पर a प्लस c गायब हो गया तो यहाँ पर लिख सकता था b प्लस d इज नथिंग बट 9 टाइम्स a प्लस सी। और हमें ये बोलने की भी जरूरत नहीं है, देखा जाए तो इसका मतलब जो आपका आंसर निकालना है आपको, ये वाला, ये जो निकालना था आपको, यू कैन से इफ यू कैन फिगर आउट a प्लस सी देन योर आंसर इज सॉल्व्ड, बिकॉज दिस इज नथिंग बट इक्वलेंट टू सेइंग व्हाट, 10 times a plus c. So the question now boils down to finding, sir, what is the value of a plus b, a plus c. अब वो कैसे आएगी, वो थोड़ा ट्रिकी है, वही पार्ट इसमें आप नोट करो, ट्रिकी रहेगा। कैसे, वो देखो। अच्छा, ये थर्ड और ये फोर्थ, इनको भी एक बार देख लें। मैंने क्या करा, इन दोनों को मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया। सो इफ यू मल्टीप्लाई देम दैट बिकम्स ए बी सी डी इज इक्वल टू 1 to 1 times bd, which implies if b and d cancel that the product ac is 1 to 1। तो देखा जाए प्रोडक्ट ac आ जाए तो बहुत बढ़िया बात है, हमें a और c में ही रिलेशंस चाहिए। अब अगला रिलेशन कैसे बना, दैट वाज क्रूशियल, वो नहीं समझ में आता है कि सर व्हाट नेक्स्ट। यहां तक मेरे ख्याल से बहुत सारे बच्चों ने कर लिया होगा, बट व्हाट नेक्स्ट ये समझ में नहीं आता है। अब देखो, हमें यहाँ पता था कि ये जो इक्वेशन है इसका रूट क्या है, a है। ये वाली इक्वेशन इसका रूट क्या है, c है। अगर ऐसा है तो a पहली वाली को सेटिस्फाई करेगा, ठीक है, ये थोड़ा सा बस ट्रिकी है इसमें। सेकंड वाला क्या करेगा, नोटिस करो, वो सेकंड को सेटिस्फाई करेगा। ठीक है, ये कितना हो गया, -11b इक्वल टू 0। अब अगर आप इन दोनों को नोटिस करो तो इनमें क्या क्या फायदा होने वाला है वो सोचो। इनमें फायदा क्या हुआ, मैंने इनको ऐड करा, तो क्या बना, a स्क्वायर प्लस सी स्क्वायर, ये कितना हो जाएगा, -20ac, ये कितना हो जाएगा, -11 टाइम्स b प्लस डी। हमारा टारगेट है क्या b और d में किसी भी चीज को रिजोल्व करना, नहीं, हमारा टारगेट क्या है कि सर हमें हर चीज को किसमें निकालना है, a और c में। तो यहां की मदद से मैं बोल सकता था कि b प्लस डी तो मुझे सर ऑलरेडी पता है इज 9 टाइम्स a प्लस c, जस्ट सब्स्टिट्यूट दैट वैल्यू हियर। सो इफ आई सब्स्टिट्यूट दैट वैल्यू हियर, ये क्या बन जाता है, a स्क्वायर प्लस सी स्क्वायर -20ac -99 क्या हो जाएगा, a प्लस सी, इजंट इट गाइस, ये बनेगा। और देखा जाए इस AC की भी वैल्यू आपको पता है क्यों, वो देखो ये लिखी हुई तुम लोगों ने AC की वैल्यू। सो क्वेश्चन सॉल्व होता जा रहा है अपने आप ही। 20 ये कितना हो जाएगा, इनटू 121। ठीक है, कुछ इस तरीके से बने। अच्छा, पर हमें किसकी वैल्यू चाहिए, हमें तो a प्लस सी, और यहाँ पर क्या आ रहा है, a स्क्वायर प्लस सी स्क्वायर। तो मैं इसको लिख सकता था a प्लस सी का होल स्क्वायर -2ac, और ये -2ac है और आपके पास ऑलरेडी ये कितना है, 20ac है। तो एक काम करें, इसको पहले हम ऐड अप कर दें। ठीक है, तो ये ऐड अप होके कितना हो जाएगा, -22। AC की वैल्यू आपको पता ही है 121, और ये आ गया -99 a प्लस सी। सो दिस नाउ बिकम्स क्वाड्रेटिक इन टर्म्स ऑफ a प्लस सी, अगर मैं t को a प्लस सी ले लेता हूं तो इसलिए t स्क्वायर माइनस कितना हो गया, देखो अब 99t -22 into 121 equal to 0, which if you guys notice is already basically satisfying the quadratic equation। मतलब यहाँ पर हमें रूट्स निकालने थे, तो रूट्स के लिए ऑलरेडी फैक्टर में ब्रेक हुआ है 121 और 22 में। तो बिगर फैक्टर इज 121 और आपका जो स्मॉलर फैक्टर है वो क्या आने वाला है यहाँ पर, -22। ये दो रूट्स आ गए, तो इसका मतलब a प्लस सी can be either equal to 1 to 1 or a plus c can be equal to -22। 2. So now you can get two answers here. Let's just see कि होने क्या वाला है. अच्छा, इसमें एक चीज बात कि इनको रिजेक्ट कैसे करें, वो भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है हमारे लिए कि हाउ डू यू गाइस प्लान टू रिजेक्ट. देखो क्वेश्चन में मैं वापस आता हूँ. क्वेश्चन में हमें कहीं दिया था कि ए और सी, अच्छा ए वाला थोड़ा नीचे कर देते हैं. ए और सी क्या है, डिफरेंट नंबर्स हैं. मैं यहां पर आ जाता हूँ वापस. So A and C were given to be, A, B, C, D were given to be different number. This is where this question becomes very very difficult. अब देखो, अब अगर ये चीज गिवन थी तुम्हें, अब ये जो नहीं चाहिए वो सारा हटाते हैं पहले एक बार, ठीक है. अब अगर नोटिस करो, हमें अगर मैं सेकंड वैल्यू, हमें दो वैल्यूज आ चुकी. क्या है, a प्लस सी या तो सर 121 होगा, और यू आर सेइंग सर a प्लस सी माइनस 22 होगा. हमारे पास एक अच्छी बात क्या है कि प्रोडक्ट ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल है. ए सी 121 कहां से है, वो देखो ये अवेलेबल हो. सो इफ यू सी दिस, दीज टू थिंग्स कि a प्लस सी माइनस 22 और ए सी 121, तो ये ऑब्जर्वेशन से तुम देख सकते हो कि इन दोनों में a और c बराबर हो जाएंगे, और वो क्या हो जाएगा, -11 के बराबर. ठीक है, जब a और c दोनों के हो जाएंगे -11, तभी ये वाला केस पॉसिबल होगा. बट वी आर गिवन दैट दे आर डिफरेंट नंबर्स, सो दैट इज व्हाई वी वुड से दैट दिस इज नॉट अ possible case, and we will accept that a plus c is equal to 121. So your answer comes out to be what, 9 times 121 is your favored answer. Clear? बट नहीं, गलती हो गई है. 9 टाइम्स नहीं है आंसर. हमारा आंसर क्या है, ये रिमूव कर देना चाहिए था. सो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ कंफ्यूजन इन द एग्जामिनेशन. इस तरीके से कंफ्यूजन क्रिएट करी जाती है जिसमें हम गलती करते ही करते हैं. तो यहां से आंसर क्या है, 1210. दिस इज योर फाइनल आंसर. डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन था, घबराने की जरूरत नहीं है, बट डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चंस को प्रैक्टिस करेंगे तभी तो नंबर बनेंगे आखिरी वाले दिन.